Welcome to Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson. I'm delighted to have you here today. Normally on Proven and Probable, we bring to you the most respected names in the natural resource space. However, yesterday, I had an experience that I wanted to share with you. I contacted the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and I contacted the Federal Reserve. And I simply asked one question. And that question is, why is the word money not printed on a Federal Reserve note? After 4 hours of correspondence, either being put on hold, transferred, disconnected, me calling back, me corresponding with a representative, I was unable to get an answer of the most fundamental question you could possibly have. This is something that you could ask at a third grade level. Why is the word money not printed on a Federal Reserve note? Sometimes when you are in the domain of precious metals and advocacy for precious metals, you get misconstrued into conspiracy theory. And I'm not into conspiracy theory. I'm into factual and empirical evidence. I don't believe that there are aliens 3 stories below the Federal Reserve and they have some master plan to get us. That's not what I'm into. I'm into factual information that can benefit you financially. And so I felt it was imperative for you to know this answer, that I could not get an answer. I was actually doing most of the discussion in the correspondence because A, they were not aware that the word money was not on there. I actually had a representative from the Federal Reserve tell me that our money, by the way, money is gold and silver, and if you don't believe me, please do look at Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. To add further to that, please do note that the 1792 Coinage Act, which has never been repealed, defines a dollar as 371.25 grains of silver, which is 77.344% of an ounce, which is 26.73 grams. That is the definition of a dollar. So a Federal Reserve note shouldn't even have the word dollar on it. But I couldn't even get into that discussion because I couldn't even get an answer on why the word money is not printed on a Federal Reserve note. So if you have a debate or discussion with someone, or you want to find out for yourself, I urge you and put it on a speakerphone with someone who doesn't believe you when you state what money is and what money isn't. Call the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and their number is 202-874-4000. That number again is 202-874-4000, or call the Federal Reserve. Their number is 202-452-2955. Again, that number is 202-452-2955. Now back to what I was saying about the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve shared with me that our money is backed by gold. I immediately interrupted and I said, excuse me, the Federal Reserve has not had gold since 1934. President Roosevelt, made it illegal for any private entity to hold gold. Therefore, in 1934, the Federal Reserve gave their gold to the U.S. Treasury. I want to make sure we're clear on that. I'm also going to provide a link with testimony by the Federal Reserve before Congress, and this was conducted in June 2011, where they actually state what I'm sharing with you right now. So again, it's empirical evidence. It's not my opinion. It's not conspiracy theory. It's just factual information. Then I also concluded my statements with that President Nixon took us off the gold standard August 15th, 1971. After I provided my statements, that representative said, oh, you're right. I would not expect that as a response after that representative first shared with me that our money, which is currency, is backed by gold. I then further inquired, can you please tell me why the word money is not on there? And I could not get a response. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. I'm not asking a very technical question. To put it in the most simplest terms, if I approach someone in the military And I asked them, why does your uniform have the word Air Force, U.S. Air Force, above your heart? That individual, irrespective of their rank, could tell me immediately, well, I'm in the United States Air Force. Here's what we do different from the Army, the Marines. Doesn't matter what the rank is. So the question I essentially am asking here is the forest, not a tree, not a leaf on a tree. I'm asking, is the forest green or red? And for 4 hours, I could not get a response. I'm asking you to call. I'm also going to ask you to provide your responses in the comments section and let us know what feedback you received. But I want to, again, share with you, the answer is in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, and also the definition of a dollar can be found in the 1792 Coinage Act. I want to share with you some other responses I received. One of them, the representative, this was a representative from the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, read to me what Investopedia had to say. She, in essence, regurgitated some of the information I shared, but the statements on there were also incorrect. One of the statements was our money, our paper money, and I said, ma'am, the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, and you work there, know that the composition of a Federal Reserve note is 75% cotton and 25% linen. Hence, if you were to ever put a Federal Reserve note into the washer, you could it wouldn't lose its integrity in essence because you could unfold it. A piece of paper, if you wash it, what will happen to it, we all know, it will become a ball. So they're not the same. It's not a piece of paper. It's 75% cotton and 25% linen. Paper comes from trees. And again, the word money, we know that money is gold and silver. Now, she was willing to read to me what Investopedia had to say. But when I asked, would you please just do a Google search and put in Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution. Once it is pulled up, just hit Control F and type in the word gold. You don't have to read anything. It gives you the direct answer. Unfortunately, she did not want to do that. She stated to me that when she has the time after this phone call, she'll look it up. I was disappointed that you'd be willing to give me, or she was willing to give me, a response from a third party, as I'm a third party. And so I'm not asking you to trust what I say. I want you to find out for yourself. She was willing to give me a response from a third party, but from the actual source. And she is the actual source in essence. That she went to a third party source and wouldn't look up the source itself, which again, she is the source because she's the Bureau of Engraving and Printing, so she should know why we don't put the word euro on there, or why we don't put the word, peso. There's a reason we have words on there, and those words mean something. But I'm not asking her who made the executive decision to put those on there. I'm simply asking, why is the word money not put on there? And couldn't get a response. So this is not conspiracy theory. I want you to take this discussion a little bit further, because when you hear the debates coming up, you'll hear presidential candidates make statements such as the money we send to overseas or Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid. I want you to stop and think and say, wait a minute, we don't send money to those programs. And why is no one in the audience, when they ask their questions regarding any financial matter, do they use these words incorrectly? Stating that we send money over here, or how much money are you going to put here? It's currency. It's Federal Reserve notes. We don't send gold and silver to any of these programs or institutions. It's currency. Now, if you want to have a better understanding of why we are in a financial dilemma, it's quite simple. If the average citizen cannot articulate what money is, then should you be surprised that our debt is the way it is, and it will continue to grow? Ladies and gentlemen, before I conclude here, Proven and Probable, I want to share with you that yes, we do advocate precious metals. And yes, I do want you to purchase precious metals, because I want you to become a financial steward and a generational steward for your family. If you have inquiries regarding precious metals, I want you to email me at provenandprobable@gmail.com. Again, provenandprobable@gmail.com. In the subject line, I'm going to ask that you please put down precious metals, and in the body of the email, please provide your name and your correspondence, and I will contact you back. So just to share with you, yes, I do want you to purchase precious metals. I've been an advocate for a number of years, and now we're in a position here at Proven and Probable to facilitate transactions for you not only to have precious metals of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium, but also storage geographically and self-directed IRAs. And also, in closing, I want to share one final fact with you. All the information that I've shared with you, I hope will benefit you. What saddens me is that I know the information and I was not born a U.S. citizen. That, ladies and gentlemen, should not be. That someone from the outside can come into our country and tell us about our country. Now, the rebuttal I hear is, well, you weren't born a U.S. citizen, so you had to take a test. That is incorrect. I became naturalized at the age of 10. I did not have to take a test. I simply took the time to learn about the country that I love so much and gave me liberty. That liberty is eroding. It's eroding because the citizenry doesn't know the Constitution, the sacrifices that were made by those that uphold the Constitution. I'm asking that you please make a change. This isn't a political statement. It's just simply a statement of an advocation for understanding what money is and understanding what the Constitution is. Share these answers once you make the phone calls with your family and friends. Please also share the website, Proven and Probable. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you today for joining us on Proven and Probable. I'm your host, Maurice Jackson. Till next time, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today on Proven and Probable. Remember to like and subscribe for more conversations with the most respected names in the natural resource space. Check out our website at www.provenandprobable.com. The information presented on Proven and Probable is provided for educational and informational purposes only, without any express or implied warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. The information is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice, or any other advice. You should not make any financial, investment, or trading decision based on any of the information presented without first undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional broker or competent financial advisor.